Hi, it's Nicole again. I was lucky enough to be one of the first guests on the very first 11th hour, and it is my privilege to get to share some of the most memorable moments from the last 5 years.
And good evening and welcome from our headquarters here in New York. Where have we heard that music before? 20 days until the first presidential debate, 63 days or 62, depending on how you count, until the election. And while it may not be the 11 o'clock hour where you are watching, we are rapidly nearing the 11th hour for this presidential campaign.
It's not a campaign overhaul they need. They need to take this away from their candidate.
Do you, Chris Christie, think Donald Trump should release his tax return?
He'll release them when the audit is over.
That's a big difference, to use the expression likely indictment, when all the reporting is to the contrary.
Fine. It doesn't change what's in voters' minds right now.
Tonight, as we come on the air, it's the election of Donald Trump that is driving protesters out into the streets of several American cities.
Your organization.
You give us a chance to ask a question, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir,
quiet.
It was harrowing television the first time around. It's just as harrowing to see it again tonight, isn't it? Donald Trump today became our 45th president, completing the most unusual and unlikely rise in the history of the presidency. A showdown between the president and the Justice Department. We have never had a president give Nazis the benefit of the doubt. The president today has praised the leader of North Korea. He sided with Putin over the home team when given the chance. We are now at the start of the third government shutdown of this presidency. The Democrats have just become the check on this president. Donald Trump, just the third American president to be impeached. The World Health Organization declared the coronavirus a pandemic. The protests that erupted in Minneapolis following the death of George Floyd at the hands of police. Now, of course, a nationwide movement. The death tonight of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. President of the United States has tested positive for COVID-19. Today, it finally indeed became official. They are now president-elect and vice president-elect. Day 1448 of the Trump administration was disgraceful and dark and sad and humiliating because an angry mob took over the U.S. Capitol with seeming ease. A lot to take in. We have the very best in the business standing by to continue our conversation.
This is a vital, vital moment.
Fascism did not rise in the 30s because it was strong, but because democracy was weak.
What happened on January 6th, what's happening with the virus, those are facts that are going to be looked at with great disfavor by historians many, many years from now.
I don't know how you do this every night, Brian, and keep your subtle but amazing humor intact.
It got physical at NATO with what we love to call the Montenegro Heisman. Today's White House Easter egg roll, that's him on the left.
Fake Trump protesters, I think these are the people that probably planned this.
As I always say, we paid extra to have those translated from the original Russian. That's the men's grooming icon, Steve Bannon, on his podcast today.
You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
That is, obviously, we have rolled the wrong clip here. I thought this was going to be of the McCarthy and Trump meeting.
Have you been a good little Nazi? Hail Fauci!
Perhaps you remember your first edible. He's just a boy standing in front of New Hampshire, asking them to love him. The 11th hour is way bigger than any one man or woman. The truth is, our secret has always been, it's always about our guests. That will never change.